What if I told you that love, when twisted and corrupted, can become the deadliest weapon of all? Imagine a bond so forbidden, so toxic, that it tears a family apart and culminates in cold-blooded murder. Tonight, we're diving into a story that's as heartbreaking as it is horrifying. A murder mystery where love and hate blur, trust is shattered, and betrayal runs deep. This isn't just another story. It's a nightmare that became reality. Welcome to the Real Crime Diary, Daily Dose of Crime. I'm your host, MHB, and tonight's episode is one you won't soon forget. A tale of forbidden love between a stepfather and son that spiraled into madness, betrayal, and ultimately, murder. Buckle up, because this is a wild ride you don't want to miss. If you're fascinated by stories like this, you'll want to follow us across all our platforms. Head over to YouTube for our latest video drops and join our live discussions on Rumble, DLive, and Kick. Plus, stay up to date with real-time crime news on our website. Want to dig deeper into cases like this? Don't miss out on our exclusive content available on Patreon. Plus, follow our social media pages like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter for updates, previews, and community discussions. Stay connected on every platform you use. It all began innocently, or at least it seemed that way. A stepfather who was more than just a father figure. He was the man his stepson admired, trusted, and confided in. But behind closed doors, things were far from normal. This stepfather wasn't just mentoring his stepson. He was manipulating him, weaving a web of deceit that no one could see coming. The tension escalated when the stepfather's eyes strayed to someone he should never have desired, the son's love interest. What should have been a nurturing relationship twisted into a dangerous game of jealousy, obsession, and control. The son, caught in the crossfire, didn't know who to trust. But trust, as we'll soon see, was a luxury no one in this story could afford. The once peaceful household began to crumble under the weight of this forbidden triangle. Innocent moments grew tense, familial bonds turned into shackles of suspicion. Late-night whispers and secretive glances became charges of accusation and defensive denials. The unsettling dynamics in the home created an environment ripe for disaster, hinting at the tragic turn this story was about to take. If you're fascinated by stories like this, you'll want to follow us across all our platforms. Head over to YouTube for our latest video drops and join our live discussions on Rumble, DLive, and Kick. Plus, stay up to date with real-time crime news on our website. The stepfather John had a history that was as murky as the bottom of an old well. He presented himself as a loving father figure, but his past was riddled with manipulation and control. John had a habit of entering relationships where power dynamics skewed heavily in his favor. His charm masked a dangerous desire, the need to dominate and control. John's stepson, Michael, was at a vulnerable age, struggling with the usual teenage uncertainties, but also dealing with the complexities of a blended family. Michael admired John, seeing him as the father he never had. To Michael, John was a source of wisdom and strength. However, John saw Michael as an opportunity, someone he could mold and manipulate to feed his own ego. The third figure in this tragic triangle was Sarah, Michael's love interest. Young, intelligent, and vibrant, Sarah was everything Michael could hope for. Their relationship was the light in Michael's otherwise turbulent life. But to John, Sarah was more than just Michael's girlfriend. She was a symbol of everything he couldn't control. John's obsession grew subtly at first, manifesting in seemingly benign actions that quickly escalated into something far more sinister. As time passed, John's manipulative behavior began to strain the relationships within the household. He would pit Michael and Sarah against each other, planting seeds of doubt and suspicion. Michael found himself increasingly caught between his loyalty to John and his genuine feelings for Sarah. He couldn't fathom that the man he looked up to was weaving a deadly web of deceit around him. Sarah, on the other hand, sensed that something was off. She saw glimpses of John's possessive nature, but she didn't know the full extent of his obsession. Her instincts told her to keep her distance, but her love for Michael made her stay. The tension grew thick, like an approaching storm, but none of them knew just how destructive it would be once it hit. Then came the breaking point. One evening, after a particularly tense family dinner, tempers flared. John, unable to control his jealousy and rage, goaded Michael into an argument. His calculated words hit Michael where it hurt the most, pushing him to react. The argument spiraled out of control, with accusations flying and trust crumbling under the weight of deceit. Michael began to see the true extent of John's sinister nature. He confronted John about his behavior, demanding to know why he was tearing their family apart. John's response was chilling. His eyes, once filled with paternal warmth, now held only cold, calculating malice. The mask had finally slipped, revealing the monster beneath. It was then that Michael realized the depth of the betrayal. His stepfather, the man he thought he could trust, had been orchestrating this nightmare all along. As the reality set in, Michael's world shattered. His once clear vision of family and love was now clouded with fear and confusion. Sarah, witnessing the unfolding chaos, tried to intervene, but her efforts were in vain. The bonds that once held them together had been irrevocably broken. John's manipulation had poisoned everything, leaving them to navigate a labyrinth of lies and betrayal. The unraveling had begun, and there was no turning back. The stage was set for a tragedy that would leave scars far deeper than any physical wound. Betrayed by the very man he had loved and trusted, Michael's fate was now sealed in a deadly game of power and obsession, orchestrated by a stepfather whose love had turned into a weapon of destruction. If you want to dive even deeper into stories like this one, consider joining us on Patreon. There, you'll find exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and special episodes you won't hear anywhere else. Don't forget to follow our social media pages, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, for the latest updates, previews, and community discussions. Stay informed and connected wherever you are. The night of the murder was ordinary until it wasn't. The stepfather, consumed by rage, confronted the son. Words flew, accusations were thrown like daggers. The son, finally grasping the depth of his stepfather's betrayal, fought back, but it was too late. In a fit of uncontrollable anger, the stepfather reached for a weapon, a knife on the kitchen counter. In mere seconds, the argument escalated into a life-or-death struggle. The son, defenseless and overwhelmed, tried to escape, but there was no way out. The stepfather's mind was made up. His dark secrets had to be kept hidden, no matter the cost. The knife came down, and with it the life drained from the son's eyes. The man who was once a father figure had become a cold-blooded killer. Even as the son lay dying, his eyes held a look of disbelief, a silent question that would never be answered. How could the man he trusted, the man he loved, betray him in such a horrific way? In the aftermath, the horrifying truth came to light. Too late to save the son, but not too late for justice. The stepfather was arrested, but the damage was done. A family was destroyed, a life was lost, all because of a forbidden love that should never have been. This story leaves us with haunting questions about love, loyalty, and the darkest corners of the human heart. Was it really love that drove the stepfather to such madness, or was it something far more sinister? We may never know for sure. But one thing is clear. This is a tragedy that could have been prevented, if only the truth had been revealed sooner. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most twisted tales of love and betrayal we've ever covered on the Real Crime Diary, Daily Dose of Crime. I'm MHB, and now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think justice was served? Could this tragedy have been avoided? Let's discuss it in the comments below. If this story shook you as much as it did me, don't forget to hit that like button, share this episode, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss another chilling tale. For more, check out our Linktree, where you'll find links to our latest blog posts on Medium, crime discussions on Threads, live streams on Twitch, and more. Stay connected with us everywhere. Facebook, VK, Telegram, Truth Social, and beyond. No matter where you are, we're there too, bringing you the darkest mysteries and most shocking crimes. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep questioning everything. Remember, the truth is out there. Sometimes it's just hiding in the darkest corners of the human heart.